நான் ப்ரமோ வீடியோ போடணும் மறந்தே போயாச்சு பாருங்க.
Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology brings to the image Chairman. For admission, contact 005863 and 9840168007. For further inquiries, visit www.sathyabama.ac.in.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Sathyabama Institute of Science and Technology, it's my pleasure to welcome the guest of speaker today, Mr. Nandakumar, IRS, Additional Commissioner, Department of Revenue, Ministry of Finance, Government of India. Welcome you, sir. With the blessings of our founder, Chancellor, we, Sathyabama Institution of Innovation Cell, is organizing a one-day national workshop through webinar on the topic Enhance Employability Skills in Engineering. In this topic, this is the major threat over here. Getting employability in engineering is a major threat nowadays. By keeping this in mind only, we are organizing this event under Sathyabama Institution Innovation Cell. It's my pleasure to welcome the chairman of Sathyabama IIC, Dr. Sundari ma'am, then convener, Dr. Kishore, and the members, Dr. Shivashankari, for this one-day workshop. I also welcome all the participants from various engineering colleges, both students and faculties, for this program. I hope this seminar will be very informative to you. At the end of this program, you can raise your queries and whatever clarifications you want to raise, you can interact with the speaker. Just raise your hand, we will unmute you and you can interact with the speaker. Now I request Dr. Shivashankari to read out the profile of the speaker.
Good morning to all. Dr. Nandakumar, IRS, Assistant Commissioner of Income Tax, Department of Revenue Department. He completed his English graduation from Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts and Science College. He selected and served as an officer in Training Academy. He is the Assistant Director for Rural Development and he served as the youngest Private Secretary of Union Ministry of India. He is one of the top most youth icon of India. He completed a lot of activities. So he got the YouTube award for motivating the youth for high level aspiration and raising their self-esteem. So I would like to welcome Dr. Nandakumar just present for this session, sir. Good morning, sir. Welcome, sir.
Sir, you can unmute yourself and you can start the presentation, sir.
So good morning, friends. It's again great pleasure to meet all the Sathyabama college students. And when Subhashini madam asked me that I need to address the graduates of Sathyabama, it's very important. The employability was the issue Adam was discussing. And many times there is actually the correlation. Whatever we study, whatever we study, and the employment we seek. See, even when you go to a bank or even you go to, you ask the fellow who is coming and delivering the food to your home, either a Zomato or a Uber fellow, probably he'll be a graduate or some technical graduate also. That is why the employability does not match with the graduation what actually we are acquiring. So that is the great problem now we are finding it. And the reason because the aspiration does not start when we pursue our education. It is not that when do we aspire for a bigger employment அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, அதாவது பெரிய வேலைக்கு when do we aspire பாத்தீங்கன்னா, only when we complete the process we start aspiring for anything. So otherwise during our course of education நாம என்ன பண்றோம், we are only focusing on the education and its score. So ஒரு செமஸ்டர்ல some 5 papers are there, you try to concentrate on your semester papers, and that is your great botheration. See, you always bother for the papers you fail. So you are very much concerned about, especially the girls are very much concerned about the score. Boys never bother, and they are I know that only in the last moment always they try to kadasi moment they try to take up something and some guide, and they used to ask again, machi last enna question la varum adu mattum solra appdi solli they used to ask again, and they read only whatever examination relevant kana questions edu varum appdinu அதை choose பண்ணி இத எழுதுனா பாஸ் பண்ணிடலாமா அப்படின்னு they used to ask, whereas girls exhaust all the material whatever given. So அதனால girls and boys வரப்ப girls ஓட அந்த educational aspectsல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா they are very good about learning whatever the given material, whereas boys வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா whatever we acquire we don't try to get it used again in our day-to-day life. That is why the employability la வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா girls kume boys kume, this is very important. When I sit in the interview board, UPSC oda interview board la naanga ukarrappa employability la paakranga. I'm not telling generally, I'm telling about it's not very specific. Generally boys oda attitude, girls oda attitude eppadi irukku paathu. See, out of 10 boys who appear for the civil service examination la inga board la appear agra oru 10 male candidates appear agranga, whereas 10 female candidates are appearing. Out of 10 boys, we found only 1 or 2 boys are excelling in their personality. We don't test any educational background, and all the educational background are equal, and they cleared this examination till the interview. So unless they have cleared 2 levels, and the 3rd level, when you come to for the UPSC interview, at that point there are 10 girls and 10 boys for the appearing for the interview. 10 boys we are actually finding it difficult that who has the personality to be chosen for this side of it. Next level, but 3rd level again, that when we filter, whereas out of 10 girls we found that who has to be rejected, yara reject pannom, girls பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் நாங்க யாரை ரிஜெக்ட் பண்ணோம் அப்படினு வரப்ப out of 10 we find even we find even very very difficult to reject one female candidate, whereas in the selection varappa we are finding it difficult to select people out of 2. Idu enna pathina, this is called a discrepancy or rather hypocrisy solla. Nama paper la vechirukkiradhu onnu, namakita irukkiradhu onnu. So adala it's very important always, my brothers and sisters, you always keep it in mind. Employability adinu varappa you should always keep it in mind, what is the employer is expecting from you. When you are expecting a private job, ஏதாவது ஒரு private job போணும் அப்படின்னு வரப்ப அந்த private jobல அந்த கம்பெனில highest, that's again the employer, அந்த owner இருக்காங்க. Suppose if you are getting into the Infosys or if you are getting into, I'm telling only to the software guys again. So if you are getting into some technical job, அந்த technical jobல இருக்கிற அந்த கம்பெனியோட CEO இருக்கார்ல, suppose again the Google, சுந்தர் பிச்சையோட தாட் ப்ராசஸ் உங்களுக்கு இருந்தாதான் கீழே இருக்கிற அங்க இருக்கிற அந்த கீழே இருக்கிற லீடர்ஷிப்ல, தட்ஸ் அகைன் சப் லீடர்ஷிப்ல ஆர் தி பிரைமரி லீடர்ஷிப்ல, தி மேக்ரோ லீடர்ஷிப் ஹேஸ் conditioned and trained the lower authorities that to take people, அவங்களுக்கு டாப் லீடர்ஸ் என்ன மைண்ட் செட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, என்ன ஓரியன்டேஷன் செட் பண்ணி ரெக்ரூட் பண்ணிருக்காங்க, அவங்கள தான் they are looking for. So அதனால very important that இந்தியால பாத்தீங்கன்னா every year engineering graduates மட்டுமே there are 1.5 million are passing out. நான் சொல்றது வெறும் இன்ஜினியரிங்ல மட்டுமே. So 1.5 million, and இன்னைக்கு இருக்கிற அந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜஸ்லாம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is about 3,345 engineering colleges all spread across India. So that means நீங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா you are like salt dissolved in the ocean. So you are one among that, and intake is around some 2 million. So 2 million intake, 1.5 million are passing out. So in the 2 million intake and the passing out on the passing, it's more or less on the passing, it's again 1.5 million. And out of 1.5 million, remember that my brothers and sisters again who are listening to this video, you will even you try to inform, because if 89 participants are almost again, whoever the other participants who are actually உங்க ஃப்ரெண்ட் சர்க்கிள் யார் இருந்தாங்க அவங்க கிட்ட இந்த இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் சொல்லுங்க. டேய் என்ன நிலைமை, அதனால நாம இப்பவே whatever we require, we need to acquire those qualities and the employability skill மட்டும் இல்ல, what you require, it's very important. Remember here that the 1.5 million, that means adula there are only 10% are directly employed to the related sector. So that means suppose a mechanical engineer getting recruited to the mechanical engineering job, out of I said 15, there are only one is directly employed. So that means here I'm again telling you, unga graduation, whatever the graduation, unga friends kulla, unga class la, if there are 15 numbers, 15 la one is going to get the employment directly connected to their education. So that means the rest other 14 on the 15 numbers. Now I'm taking some numbers actually for 15 lot la, 15 la only one, that means 10 la there is no one. So out of 10 there is no one who is getting employed. So 15 la you are getting one. So 15 la one and varappa, now you should see in a class and on an average or 16 irukkrappa 4 பேர் தான் employment la, I'm telling that they directly getting into the employment of their core sector. The rest others are employed to an ordinary sector which is not connected to. So it's very important the employability varappa here you should look for the employability la, the opportunities. That is why we are trying to acquire skills. Why do we acquire the skills அப்படினு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, இப்ப நாம நீங்க at one point of time you will definitely you'll be preparing for your marriage process. அது பொண்ணா இருந்தாலும் பையனா இருந்தாலும். இப்ப பொண்ணு வீட்டுக்கு மாப்பிள்ளை பார்க்க வராங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், பொண்ணு வீட்டுக்காரங்க வராங்க மாப்பிள்ளைய பார்க்கறதுக்கு அப்படின்னா, மாப்பிள்ளை வந்து he need to get dressed up and மாப்பிள்ளை வீட்டுல கேட்பாங்க இல்லையா, மாப்பிள்ளை they used to ask about the மாப்பிள்ளை, இல்லங்க how is மாப்பிள்ளை அப்படின்னு, how about மாப்பிள்ளை அப்படின்னு characteristics கேக்குறப்ப, yeah he is good, he don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't have any bad habits, and he is earning very good, he is employed here, his father, mother and all his fraternal relationship, maternal relationship எல்லாத்தையும் சொல்லி they are here there அப்படின்னு உங்களோட ஃபேமிலி பேக்ரவுண்ட், உங்களோட ஃபேமிலியோட பேக்ரவுண்ட், உங்க கேரக்டரிஸ்டிக்ஸும். தட் இஸ் வை தே சே, அந்த காலத்துல ஒரு பழமொழி இருக்கும், ஆடு மேய்ச்ச மாதிரியா இருக்கும் பொண்ணு பார்த்த மாதிரியா இருக்கும் சொல்லுவாங்க, சரியா? அந்த மாதிரி இங்க when an employer look for an employee that for what reasons they want to take people for their company, they don't look for only your educational values. Unga degree mattum avanga maybe the reputation of Sathyabama can give you or fetch you a job, but it's very important because the institutional standards are very high. But from that institutional standards, when you enter into an organization, it's very important even to survive and excel. So the excellence again, the criteria for excellence are totally different. What is actually the excellence criteria? When you look about the excellence criteria, it's not again employable skill. When you think about an excellence criteria, it's very important that how to excel in your whatever the job which you are getting employed. So on the factors I'm very much bothered about. It's not that நீங்க ஒரு வேலை வாங்க for just getting an employment நீங்க என்ன skill acquire பண்ணனும் அப்படின்றத பத்தி பேச. Actually I'm getting to the topic that how to excel even when you got into the career. That's very important. On the thought only when you start getting into those factors, when you start educating, நீங்க வந்து when you are having your education and when you are pursuing your education, you should always think about what qualities you are expected to derive from your environment, your education environment, your family environment, your friends environment, your competitive environment, wherever you go again, that the market environment, வெங்கெல்லாம் போறீங்களோ அங்கெல்லாம் என்ன குவாலிட்டிஸ் நீங்க அக்வயர் பண்றீங்க அப்படின்றத நீங்க பாத்துக்கிட்டே இருக்கணும். So that is very important to be remembered. And whichever sector, see when I say that suppose whatever the engineer and the engineering la நம்ம existing field la what do we have, because we discussed about the IoT. The IoT things again and the IoT inventorization. We discussed this IoT concept. Now only the IoT is very popular because we start connecting all the electronic devices. Digital interface, we keep the digital interface. Without a digital interface, we are trying to. The digital interface is nothing but the IP address provided for all the digital, because a computer is a digital device, whereas your mobile is also a digital device, and it has an electronic panel and it has the electrical digital interface. We say it's a digital device, whereas an AC in your room, unga veetla AC irukla electrical device, it's like electrical, basically not even an electronic device again. It is an electrical device where it requires an inverter. An inverter is again an electrical device. This electrical device again getting connected to another electrical device of an AC, and this electrical device, two electrical devices, inverter and the AC, these two electrical devices are interfaced with a digital device. Digital device வச்சு நீங்க interface பண்ணி நீங்க அந்த digital அந்த digital output மூலமா you are trying to control through digital input. So you create an IP address. So now you create an IP address for the interface created between the AC and the inverter. So நீங்க ரிமோட்டா என்ன பண்ணலாம்? இப்போ now you can operate wherever you are. நீங்க இங்க இருந்து US ல இருக்கீங்களா, நீங்க இருந்து UK ல இருக்கீங்களா, நீங்க இங்க இருந்து அமைச்சரவையில இருக்கீங்களா, இல்லனா உங்க காலேஜ்ல இருக்கீங்களா. சப்போஸ் நீங்க காலேஜ் வந்துட்டீங்க, you think that your AC is on, your fridge is on, or your motor has to be switched on. உங்களோட எலக்ட்ரிக்கல் அந்த பம்ப் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா that's again அந்த வாட்டர் ஸ்டோரேஜ் சம் பம்ப் வந்து நீங்க ஆன் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னா நீங்க என்ன, you get into the mobile, so look into the IoT and look for the device. Suppose fridge on the on la irukku appadina, you want to switch off the fridge, you will switch off from remote host la you are switching it off, and you can even adjust the temperature also. So some interface created between the electrical device and the digital device, and you are getting connected to the mobile. Idudha the IoT concept. See, I'm not completely an IT guy or an electronic guy or an electrical guy. So I'm supposed to be an English graduate. Now, an English graduate. In IoT, I was sitting in the technical board. In the IIT technical board, and also the NIT or technical board. I used to sit for interviewing the technical interview. I used to sit as a chairperson. It's not that என்னோட qualification English literature தான், ஆனா technical boardல chairperson உட்கார்ந்து when I select the faculty members, again the assistant professors or again the lecturers select பண்றப்ப, when we ask question for the teaching, whatever the specialty which they get trying to, even I interviewed for a dean and also the vice chancellor also from certain universities பாத்தீங்கன்னா. அங்க உட்கார்றப்ப we used to see not only the knowledge domain மட்டும் பார்க்கறது இல்ல, we see even I'm telling the interview at higher level interview ல நான் சொல்ற CEO level interview, CFO interview, CIO interview, அந்த மாதிரி bigger platform interviews ல எல்லாம் when we go and sit with the people, it's very important that we look for greater values. So it's not that he is very good as being an HOD. When he wants to be the dean, we look for what are the team values he is having. So that is very important to be kept in mind. So உங்களுக்கு நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி இந்த employability ல out of 1.5 being a technical graduate, this is the report. If you go and Google, that's very much available. நான் சொன்ன மாதிரி there are 3,345 engineering institutions are existing in India, and you are going to be one. You are going to be one in 1.5 million. And in that 1.5 million, it's very important. Only 10% are going to get employed into the relevant sector. Rest others do not find the relevant sectors. They are actually getting employed. They don't get a relevant employment or the best employment. So that is where the botheration here, the employability skill. நீங்க வேலை வாங்குறதுக்காக I'm not talking about. அப்படி வாங்கணும் அப்படின்னா நான் இங்க பேசணும் அப்படின்ற கட்டாயமே கிடையாது. There are so many consultants who will give you soft skill training, அதெல்லாம் கொடுப்பாங்க. நீங்க எப்படி பேசணும், எப்படி எழுதணும், எப்படி நடந்துக்கணும், எட்டிகெட்ஸ் என்ன அப்படின்றதெல்லாம் இங்கிலீஷ் அதெல்லாம் வந்து they're all going to give you. But my component is not that. I said when I was conducting a technical interview, it's not only the technical values of the individual, even they see how the knowledge application and how they are going to connect with the students, and not only how they are able to communicate and connect with the students, அவங்களோட empathize the teaching பார்ப்போம். And also we thought about even the institutional leadership ஓட values என்ன இருக்கு அப்படின்னு. அதே மாதிரி தான் it's here. All my brothers and sisters who are attending this session, they should always look for their values. உங்களுக்கு என்ன values இருக்கு உங்களோட எஜுகேஷனோட அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா when you acquire a BE graduation, your BE graduation will provide you an employment wherever you want it. So உங்களுக்கு எங்க employment வேணுமோ அந்த employmentல you will be got into or you will be assumed into. But it's very important that what qualities you're going to have for yourself. உங்களுக்கு என்ன qualities உங்களுக்குள்ள இருக்க போகுது அப்படின்றத அந்த qualities நீங்க கான்சென்ட்ரேட் பண்ணணும். Now when you start from your home, உங்க வீட்ல இருந்து என்ன பண்ணணும், உங்களுக்கு என்ன qualities இருக்கு அப்படின்றத நீங்க you should start understanding, you should start observing, you should start experimenting it, you should start even practicing it. So அப்ப நீங்க இத நீங்க டே டு டே லைஃப்ல நீங்க பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிக்கிட்டே போனீங்க. Sometimes people get bored or other people don't have an interest or people don't have an orientation. நீங்க இப்ப நீங்க காலேஜ்ல ஒரு ஃபைனல் இயர்ல சப்போஸ் you're going to perform a dance வச்சுங்களேன். I'm telling my friends who are listening to us, suppose they are a good dancer, they are a good singer வச்சுக்கோங்க, or a good performer, ஏதாவது ஒரு மிமிக்ரி பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண போறாங்க, டான்ஸ் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண போறாங்க, இல்லைன்னா ஒரு சிங்கிங் பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண போறாங்க. அப்படி பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்றப்ப அந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் முடிகிற வரைக்கும் they will have only single thought that how much applause I'm going to get. நான் எவ்வளவு அப்ளாஸ் வாங்க போறேன், எத்தனை பேர் எனக்கு வந்து என்னோட ஃபேன் ஆக போறாங்க. நான் when I'm dancing, whether my girl will look at me, when I dance, whether my boy will look at me. சரியா? So that is the attitude. Whether my boy will look at me, whether my girl will look at me. I mean, you look for your girl, no? You look for your girl and you look for your boy when you perform on the stage, and also you look for your HOD, your principal. Are they acknowledging your dance performance? ஏன்னா அவங்களோட பாடி லாங்குவேஜ் தெரியும். When you perform on the stage, you'll get to know that you are performing the best of it. So you are performing the best with all the output, whatever you have practiced so far. நீங்க என்ன பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணீங்களோ இவ்வளவு நாள் உங்களோட அந்த ரிஹர்சல்ல அது எல்லாத்தையும் பெஸ்டா அவுட்புட் கொடுக்குற மாதிரி ஸ்டேஜ்ல ஆன் த ஸ்டேஜ்ல இங்க எம்ப்ளாயபிலிட்டின்னு வரப்ப when you are appearing before the interview board, or sometimes we are only confined to campus placement. See, campus placement is a safe environment and they're all conditioned environment. So they'll tell you that what are all the expectations அப்படின்றத வச்சு அதுல உங்களுக்கு காம்படிஷன் கிடையாது. So it's not a fair competition. Actually, I say it's again a biased competition when they conduct ஒரு campus interview வரப்ப. அதனால வந்து we are getting carried away by the campus interview values. Campus interview தவிர்த்து when you go for an open interview, so you should have the attributes. உங்களோட personality attributes வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அவ்வளவு ஸ்ட்ராங்கா இருக்கணும். ஓப்பன் காம்படிஷன்ல நீங்க கம்பீட் பண்றப்ப you should be stand alone. உங்களோட வேல்யூஸ் it is not only the values of the institution. சத்யபாமா அப்படின்றது இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் வேல்யூஸ் இல்ல. You should strengthen the institution value. Yes, சத்யபாமா ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் அப்படின்னா they always உங்களோட வேல்யூஸ் நீங்க பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்றதை வச்சுட்டு உங்களுக்கு பின்னாடி எந்த கேண்டிடேட் போனாலும் அவங்களோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸை வச்சு பெஞ்ச் மார்க்கா வச்சுக்கணும். எஸ், சத்யபாமா ஸ்டூடெண்ட் இந்த இன்டர்வியூல அப்பியர் பண்ணாங்க, இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா இவ்வளவு பெஸ்டா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணாங்க, இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்டோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் மாதிரியே அப்படின்னு உங்களோட பர்சனாலிட்டி வேல்யூஸ். நாட் மென்லி சத்யபாமா ஹஸ் given you the higher platform. அந்த சத்யபாமாவோட அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ல அவங்க வச்சிருக்கிற அந்த பிளாட்ஃபார்மோட அந்த ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ் now you are going to match with your personality standards. அப்ப அங்க அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் மேல நீங்க டாக்கி வச்சு உங்களோட பர்சனாலிட்டியை நீங்க அந்த வேல்யூ செட் பண்றப்ப உங்களோட பர்சனாலிட்டி தான் பெஞ்ச் மார்க்கா இருக்கணும். இந்த பையன் மாதிரி, இந்த பொண்ணு மாதிரி. சப்போஸ் there is again candidate called an Anirudh has made the benchmark அப்படின்னா அனிருத்தோட பெஞ்ச்மார்க் பர்சனாலிட்டி தான் அது எந்த கேம்பஸா இருந்தாலும் மத்த எந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜா இருந்தாலும் அந்த இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ்ல நீங்க ஒரு ஆவரேஜ் வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. எஸ், all Sathyabama engineering or Sathyabama institution people have the standard. எல்லாருக்குமே உங்களுக்கு பெஞ்ச்மார்க் உள்ள இருக்கு. அதுல வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா there are variations actually. Anirudh is having one standard, Nagasudan is having one standard, Venkatesh is having one standard. இந்த மாதிரி you are trying to have different standards, and in the standards the different standards again Santosh even is having different standards. All these people, so they should have the standard benchmark within that very very high level. So that is why it's very important here when you appear before the interview, that again open interview, you should take it as a challenge and perform the best. Not only in your technical knowledge, also your personality should be appeasing. It should be very empathized. It should be very appealing. It should be very energetic. It should be more what's that you should demand rather. It's not rather here we should not have the attitude. Give me some employment since I'm this institution from this institution. So Satyabama should not keep the value or give the value to beg for a job rather. You should command your job. Yes, whatever you are expecting from me. You want the technical knowledge, I have the complete technical knowledge. You want the application of the technical knowledge, IoT, you should know how to apply. Where is the IoT is introduced? So that is again the concept of IoT. You should give some examples. Just they should feel that yeah, technically this guy is good, but beyond technical, what he has for his personality to take into an organization. That's why I said when you get into when you get into that, your standards should be that the standard expected by the CEO of the company. So like when you are trying for a Google, that means you should have the attributes of the Sundar Pichai. Sundar Pichai and attitude irundha Google enter ஆகிறதுக்கான அந்த employability உங்களுக்கு இருக்குன்னு அர்த்தம். It's not that only getting into Google கிடையாது. That is why Sundar Pichai is chosen by the Google. It's not that so now Sundar Pichai has made the values, his values as Google value. So that's a reason. It's very important. Certain people, very important, they make their values as institutional values. So those values you should possess as a basic qualification when you express your personality. Then beyond that, you should say, yes, beyond this expectation, I'm having some extra values, whatever you expect. So that is where 3 days before there was a technical discussion about a movie technical discussion. So when because one of my because I reach near about 20,000 civil service aspirants every year who are aspiring for civil service like IAS, IPS, and the IRS job la. So on the madri there was a technical discussion. One of my students he worked as many students of many of my students the civil service aspirants they are working as assistant directors to Gautam Menon, to Vetrimaran, and to many people actually. So technical, when I had a technical discussion about a movie, I was telling every director is popular. Every movie director, either the Hollywood director or a Bollywood director or the Tamil directors like this famous director like Shankar, Murugadas, and even the Steven Spielberg. So all these people, they actually have the common features of all the directors. Because when you want to be the director, everyone has some common features. But every director, I was discussing even on the Psycho movie. That was a movie which I was discussing. But I said, see, Mishkin or rather Vetrimaran, they become very successful directors because every director has their unique value to picturize and to give to the audience. And do you know that what is the special value of a Mishkin? What is the unique directorship of a Mishkin? What is the unique value of Vetrimaran? What is the unique value of the Shankar director, and also the Gautam Menon? And Gautam Menon is also technical graduate. Even Shankar is also technical graduate. So these people are now many of the people who aspire to become the director. Most of them are graduates, technical graduates. See, I'm just telling you why they are directors, because it's not that being an engineer they become directors, or rather during the pursuit of engineering they become the directors. See, it's very important. It's also more of an entrepreneurship. So this entrepreneurship, it's very important that that how did they conducted themselves that to become a director, because they possessed some unique value to be a director. So I said, what values you find for Shankar in his first movie, where that first movie established his identity. Murugadas, what is the first movie to get established? The Mudalvan is the first movie for the Shankar, and even for the Murugadas again that the Vijayanathoda padam that there is again Ramana. So what is actually the values they established with the audience and the viewers, that to establish their identity as a unique value. So that identity which they established, they developed on it. So same way here, when you get into an employment, you should always see it is not that you present your values what others are having in common. You should always think about what are the values apart from the common values possessed by everyone. What are the values, unique values possessed by yourself? When you think about the unique value, as I say, every director has his unique value to express and capture the audience. The same way here, because the Sundar Pichai is going to employ people, that he will look for only people who have the values of his vision, because only that benchmark he will start with. Then he will feel that, okay, this guy is having so much enterprising value. Let me take this guy and add value to the organization. That is how they will all look about. They don't just like that look for people and get employed. So in that way here, I said, Marudiyam, the values expressed by you during the interview for the employability, you should always see that your values are unique to get expressed. And that means now you should start observing yourself. What unique value you have for your personality. It's not only the education, the B or any graduation which you are acquiring. See, let it be any qualification. The B ME or any qualification. You should always look for yourself that what unique value, what extraordinary value, what actually the abundant value, and what values you are going to try to establish yourself that to influence people. It's very important that you're going to not just you're going to only attend the interview. You should influence the interviewers, and the interviewers should feel excited even when you leave the hall. When you left the hall, they'll be discussing about you. Because in the IAS interview, when the candidate leaves the room, we used to discuss about and excited and discuss about the candidate. See, this boy and a girl, how much values they're possessing. We should never fail them, and we should never give them an average. We should give them an extraordinary score. Suppose there is an average of 275 or 300, because early we had 300. We always see that given the value of around some 240 to 260. Whereas a guy who is having a minimal value, or rather he would not able to express his personality, they give an average of around 60 or 70. 300 to 60, 70 again a very least average which many people are possessing. That is why many miss the interview when they qualify even 2 levels again, prelims, mains, and when they come to the interview also. So out of 3, only 1 are qualified to express a personality. The 2 after 2 filters in the UPSC. So very important to understand the process, that you should always look for your values, and these values are very important to be observed and acquired in a day-to-day process. See, friends, I don't know whether Subhashini madam knows about me or not. I don't know, because many are aware of the All India. The entire All India fraternity, especially the youngsters, are aware of me. That's why they have chosen me the Youth Icon of India, because I'm inspiring. Every year I have a commitment to inspire around some 4 lakh the rural children, slum school children, corporation school children, and again first generation Tamil medium schools, the Tamil medium school college children, government college. In the Madri, I'm reaching near about 3.5 to 4 lakh rural government school children. Even last month, where I was addressing the Gujarat Technical University, where we could able to reach near about 4,000 institutions at a stretch from Gujarat, and even the ICT also made me to reach near about 8,200 through webinar. Maybe this is the least number which I'm reaching some 108 because Subhashini madam requested me that to reach her, and I see addressing near about some 10,000. Even I addressed around some 40,000 viewers from an institution. They are all school students again. One group had around some 40,000 the school students again. We could have able to address. See the values which I address. Near about I've influenced that 40,000 school children at a stretch to know about my personal. The reason because I didn't possess any values when I was a school dropout. Remember that I'm a school dropout basically. I didn't possess where you are having a comfort environment. The institutional standards give you the reputation. When you say Sathyabama, I know very well when I was pursuing my college graduation from Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts College, when Siva Sankari madam introduced me that I'm from Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts College, BA English Literature. That is the North Madras slum area. I belong to that Yasapadi slum area. See, when I in the year 93-94, I came to Sathyabama. That's how my first connect. Very important. I would like to recall. See, Sathyabama was one moment in my life that it made me to aspire to the standards during my college education. The college padikirappa, Sathyabama, when I was traveling in the OMR, there is no one on the golf or on the GMFO. You can see on the OMR that there is one golf village. That is again with that pana, that whatever the coconut trees. Only that is the landmark. Then after that, when we could see that from Sathyabama, we can see even Palla or Malai. So that again, so everywhere there used to be only that the paddy fields, and so we used to come in Sathyabama bus from somewhere from Annanagar it used to start. So we for the participating in the competition, some cultural competition, I got into Sathyabama bus. When I got into the Sathyabama bus, see, these children are very much blessed. They are getting into a bus with so much comfort. When I come to my college in my classroom, I didn't even have a proper bench to sit. எல்லாமே வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஸ்ட்ரைக்ல எங்க காலேஜ் பசங்க அடிச்சு உடஞ்ச பெஞ்ச், உட்காரத்துக்கு டீச்சர் கூட ஒரு ப்ராப்பர் சேர் இருக்காது. எங்க கிளாஸோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த் 60 இருக்கும். ஆனா அந்த ஸ்ட்ரென்த்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா we used to attend only some 15 to 20 அவ்வளவுதான் பெஞ்ச் இருக்கும். டீச்சர் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா he has to literally stand and take sessions up. அவங்க நின்று தான் கிளாஸ் எடுக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஏன்னா எல்லா பெஞ்சும் உடஞ்சிருக்கும். we don't even have a fan to sit in a room. So அப்படி இருந்த என்விரான்மெண்ட்ல when I came, that to the Sathyabama for the inter-college competition, I came there for singing competition. Of course, I used to sing for the inter-college competition, sing and also attempt for some extracurricular competition. So that was the first time I'm coming to the national level competition. That's what national level celebration went on. Governor came. See, for the first time, I'm looking governor in the Sathyabama stage along with JPR Saroda. The first moment again, see these people, how enriched environment, how much actually they are very wealthy and very much the environment is all about. நம்மளுக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு என்விரான்மெண்ட் இல்லையே அப்படின்னு I was just only longing for action. But இருந்தாலும் see, I'm a school dropout. I'll tell you why I'm a school dropout. I'm a dyslexic. நான் வந்து இதுக்கு எதுக்கு சொல்றேன் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா why the youngsters take me as an example. I'm actually a school dropout, 6th standard school dropout, because I have a dyslexic. I have a learning disorder. Tare Zamin Parla Amir Khan nadichirparu. When he made the movie, no one knows what is actually dyslexia. And you would have also seen in your school, in your classroom, one will be of having this problem. In your classroom, at least one will be having this problem. And the mother school, when I was pursuing my college, school education, I was dropped out because I was failing in all my subjects. Ella subjects fail aanadala school விட்டு என்ன துரத்துன ஒரு பையன் தான் ஆக்சுவலா. ஸ்கூல் ட்ராப் அவுட்டா இருந்து I was working as a child labor from my 6th standard dropout level. So 6 years I was a child labor, and after becoming a child labor and worked in 6 years in many sectors, ஒரே ஒரு காலேஜ் மட்டும் தான் எனக்கு அட்மிஷன் கொடுத்தாங்க, because I didn't have the eligibility certificate to get to join even an ordinary course. ஒரு BA ஜாயின் பண்றது கூட எனக்கு எலிஜிபிலிட்டி இல்லை அப்படின்னு யூனிவர்சிட்டியில போய் நான் இந்த +2ல out of 1200 I got only 534, and the 534 actually eligible to apply, but no college gave me an application to apply also. And at last I applied by getting eligibility certificate that I have the eligibility to apply. Adukaprom admission kudukadhu left it too. So only college gave me admission. So with that minimal education qualification, நீ சொல்றேன் கேளுங்க, your BE is sufficient to become the army chief. Your BE is sufficient to become the cabinet secretary. Your BE is sufficient to become the board of director of a public sector undertaking. இதெல்லாம் உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா தெரியாது? Your BE is sufficient to get any employment into the government sector to the higher level. And many PSUs, remember that so far I take the pleasure. So far I've recruited or we have made 300 engineering graduates to put into the army in the technical entry scheme. There is a scheme called a technical entry scheme. You never knew that scheme. There is a scheme existing. There is a scheme called technical entry scheme. I've got placed near about 300 engineering graduates into it so far, training them, putting them into the technical entry scheme as lieutenant. Very important, that rank lieutenant, wing commander, and also the naval commandant again. That was the tri-service in the defense, army, navy, air force, and also in the coast guard. My boys and girls are there. And you know that the last parade in the OTA Officer Training Academy, who are participants again here now, 111 participants again. You think in the OTA Officer Training Academy, when we made people, when I was there, actually there is a girl called Annapurni. She is an engineering graduate from Coimbatore institution. When I addressed sometime some 6-7 years before, she was pursuing her engineering graduation some 7-8 years before. She was pursuing her engineering graduation. Same way I'm addressing, you are listening, no? She was listening one among some 3,000 to 4,000 because it was actually an annual tip, some 3,000 to 4,000 institutional people. They were actually for the validation function. So they didn't even were listening. But out of that 5,000, whoever listened to, whoever actually were attentive towards me, that she was the one that I was telling that these engineering graduates can qualify and become an army officer. So she approached me. You know why she approached me? She was approaching me because she is actually a Tamil medium girl, and from Andipatti. There's a district called Theni. Theniila Andipatti அப்படின்னு உச்சம்பட்டி. It's actually known for female infanticide and female feticide. பெண் சிசு கொலைக்கும் பெண் அவங்க பெண்களை வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பெருசா மதிக்காத ஒரு டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல அந்த மாதிரி இருந்த பொண்ணுல அந்த பொண்ணு +2 கம்ப்ளீட் பண்ண உடனே கல்யாணம் பண்ணி வைக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சாங்க. They thought actually to get married to her relative, and she requested her parents. They never allowed her, but at last she was very firm that to pursue her engineering graduation. So she pursued engineering graduation, getting admission some ordinary engineering college, and she pursued. When she was in the 3rd year, she heard my speech that an engineering graduate can get into a technical entry scheme. So that time she came and approached me, sir, how to get into technical entry scheme. Now ipo solradha ipo ungakitta enna solrano adhe அந்த பொண்ணு கிட்ட சொன்னேன். After I'm telling you, the first time in Indian history, we have placed one Tamil medium rural first generation a girl called Annapurni. You go and Google who's Annapurni, Lieutenant Annapurni. See the pride, no, which we had. I was actually during September, the last year September, when I was in the parade ground. That's again Parameshwaran parade ground in OT Officer Training Academy, because there are only 2 academies for the engineering graduates who can enter into Army, Navy, Air Force, and Army entry. There's a scheme called, you go and type technical entry scheme. There are 16 boards happening every year. There are 16 interview boards happening. That's called an SSB board, Service Selection Board. So 16 opportunities are available for the engineering graduates every year, throughout the year. I'm telling you, throughout the year, 16 times you can appear for this Service Selection Board. Once you are getting employed, your salary to an extent around some 1.75 lakhs as being a lieutenant. You'll be serving in the Indian borders, that too in the leadership. You'll be commanding near about 30,000 soldiers as such in the Indian border, China border, or Pakistan border. My students are in all the borders of the India. It's very important. Annapurni, I'll tell you, go and Google Annapurni. She, Tamil medium, first generation rural girl. We saw her in the parade ground as the right marker. She is only some 48 kg, 47 kg. When we looked at her, the pathetic condition during the college, when we looked at the pride and the moment in the parade ground, along with 600 male officers, only few female officers, and she is a one right marker and the commanding officer. Parade the rifle on the ponna, squad order rifle. When we saw her on the parade ground, we literally had goosebumps, and her mother and father literally fell on her feet, stating that if she would have not met us, if she would have not met me, definitely their father and mother, they know that she would have given birth to a child, and that child would have maybe having some 3 years or 4 years. That would have happened. So that is why I'm just telling you. See, a simple rural girl, a Tamil medium, again from Andipatti, where it's known for its feticide, infanticide, pursued. Now she is into the Indo-China border, serving 30,000 army clave as such. See, that is the leadership. You're not just going and serving under someone. Many are serving under you. 30,000 people at one single stroke in the first year serving, and that is the pride of the Annapurni, Lieutenant Annapurni. So that pride now we possess, and informing you, you should also have the pride that when you get into an employment, the employment should give you the pride that who are you and what is your identity. This world should look around you. It's not that Tom, Dick, Harry, someone goes and join in an ordinary job and say that yes, I have a job. Based on this, I'm going to draw a bike or build a house, or rather going to lead a comfort life. That's again an ordinary one. You should lead, and with the gate score, with your technical graduation, every year UPSC is conducting near about the 3,000 vacancies around some Indian engineering service. You can become a government engineering officer. Every year, UPSC Indian Engineering Service. That service again very technical service. Also, you can directly appear for the mains examination. Only you need to apply. You can go and see the notification, UPSC notification, when the Indian Engineering Service or notifications are coming. And also for getting into the PSUs, public sector undertaking. Public sector undertaking very important. When you become the executive director, the technical executive director, you'll be manning around some 4 lakh to 5 lakh, 6 lakh employees at being sitting as a head. So like being an executive technical executive director. So that's big scale. Like executive director of a Bell, Bharat Heavy Electrical Engineering, and Bell, Bharat Electronic Engineering, and again that NTPC. In all the public sector undertaking, all the graduates they are taking, not that since NTPC, National Thermal Power Corporation, they are only taking electrical, they're taking mechanical, they're taking electronics, they're taking computer, they're taking all the other branches also. But again, employability, you should see that with the gate score, you can apply and get your, not only your PG, but based on the gate score, you can even get your employment based on your gate score. If your gate score very high, technically very high, you will get into the PSU, public sector undertaking, where they give you an employment in the first year. You'll be receiving a salary of around some 2.5 to 3 lakhs. Who will give you? Not even now the software companies will give you. So one of my students, he was pursuing his engineering graduation and he was pursuing civil service. Since he couldn't succeed in civil service, he got into the Bharat Heavy Electrical. So Parthiban, he is an Anna University student actually. So he got into, and now he is actually heading the technical division in Trichy and sitting in Chennai. So technical graduates, you should always find your way. Find your way when you're pursuing your graduation. Find your way. Where is your personality to be employed? Whether you want a private, in the sense, very not a very private. When you say that, a very small private organizations, a big private organization like not only software. There are core companies or confined to your company. It is not only C and T software companies again. You look for from A to Z companies again. Where do you find your job? That's called a job specification. Look for the job specification. What is the technical requirement you should have? And how this technical requirement should be established along with your personality. If you are keeping it in mind, then you will find your way in the private employment. In private employment, the tasking again that the asking rate is very high, and you need to prove each and every time that what is all your values. In the public employment also, it's very important that you need to prove your psychometric values, and it's very important even in the technical entry scheme, you don't require anything. When you are proving your personality through the psychometric test, that psychometric, you go and type what a psychometric test. That simple psychometric test will give you an officer, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, officer job, not a simple job. That's called a technical entry scheme. That technical entry scheme is very important. And if at all you're aspiring for a very bigger level civil service, like a career, you can aspire for UPSC civil service. That's the bigger one. And even you can aspire for Indian Forest Service also. So the Forest Service, again, very important one. So go and look for your Forest Service, Indian Forest Service. That is also technically graduates are allowed. You don't know, many people do not know that engineering graduates can even appear for Indian Forest Service also. That is the one important service you can very easily get into. So look for so many, it's a buffet. Employment is actually the technical employment, the buffet you have. But don't go for only one. And if you're going only for the one, then you will not. So always look for the technical employment buffet. In that, I said what is available for the private, what is available in the public sector undertaking, what is available in the Army, in the Army, Navy, Air Force. I said there are 9,000 officers required. And it's very easy to get into that 9,000 as one. And many do not pursue that. They do not know that how to pursue. Very simple. If you are attempting, there are 16 times every year, 16 times the interview board is happening. That's called Service Selection Board, SSB interview board. You are it is spread across all India, all over India. When you have it in the Bangalore, you have it in Pune, you have it in Indore, you have it in Allahabad. You have so many places that these boards are happening. They'll select you based on the psychometric test. You can very easily get employed. I said the initial salary to become an army officer is again that 1.75, and PSU I said around some 2.5 lakhs again. So all these are all as easy as. And let me get into why people look at me. Why people look at me, it's because this school dropout, dyslexic school dropout, become all India topper of this examination. And all the technical graduates like an IIT and IIM, they were all standing behind my rank. And only thing what I was actually looking for is my personality can fetch any job in this country. When I felt that it's very easy. When I felt the highest job, not the ordinary lower level. I was previously, before getting into the service again, I was actually a deputy collector. I was the assistant director in rural development. I was actually the deputy registrar. I was actually the grade B assistant manager in RBI and also NABARD, and even as an army officer, lieutenant, second lieutenant as an army officer. So I had a lot of employment with this ordinary BA English graduation from Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts College. Only one. I was pursuing with this minimal 51%. I only pursued to hit the highest aspiration and hit the highest target. When I did this, I really did it with my personality, not only with my score, a basic university score of 51%. In many aptitude, you don't expect your score. That is very minimal. But they expect your personality to perform. So that is very important. The employability learn, higher level job learn, not only your score is the basic qualification, your personality should be extraordinary. Your personality should be task oriented. Your personality should be, again, that enthusiastic. Your personality should be very compassionate. Your personality should be empathetic. Your personality should be driving. Your personality should be communicating. Your personality should be deriving. Your personality should learn. Your personality should emit. Your personality should, all these values you are using it your day-to-day life. It's not that simply studying, it's not all these mean jobs can make you. Learn from everything. You can learn from your day-to-day life. If you're learning from your day-to-day life, you will lead the life where you want to be. That is where actually I was there and become the All India topper and become the youth icon of India. So with us, when I qualified to become the youngest secretary of India, remember that I was the youngest private secretary to the government of India. And when I entered, my identity was established in the Parliament of India. The Parliament doors opened when I cleared and served as secretary. Parliament doors automatically opened for my RFID as being the school dropout. See, remember that I'm a school dropout. I'm dyslexic. I find problem in learning any language, English, Tamil, Hindi, any language for me. It's a great difficulty. I need to read. Go and see my videos again. I have a channel, YouTube channel again, Nandakumar IRS, and Instagram ID also Nandakumar IRS, and Facebook ID also Nandakumar IRS. You search, go and Nandakumar, search again Nandakumar IRS. All these, I said 4 lakh rural government school children, slum children, first generation, they all call me as Anna. Why? You know why? Simple. It's because they call me Anna. They give me the commitment. Anna, you will become greater than you. That's a commitment. When they listen to me, it's not that simple commitment. Anna, yes, we will also become. They give me the commitment. Whatever you have given to us, we will reflect in our life. We will see to that we are before you. After 10 years, we'll stand before you and say that, Anna, we are greater than you. These people they're giving me the commitment and the challenge to my personality. They were challenging my personality. Yes, Anna, we will also become one day greater than you. That is the commitment we are deriving from. So with that commitment, I'm addressing all my friends again here, that life is again one life, one simple life. It's not only the employability skill. You should excel in your life. It's not only excelling in your education. You should excel in your life. When you want to excel in your life, you always should carry your personality in your day-to-day life again. When you start carrying your personality, then you will prove yourself what is your identity anywhere, everywhere. Don't bother about others, your teacher, your parent, anyone. You are responsible for your personality where you want to be. Then if you feel you want to be greater than Sundar Pichai, you will be. You want to be greater than the Abdul Kalam sir, you will be. You want to be greater than me, you can be. So all these personalities are only a benchmark. So you raise your benchmark, your personality benchmark greater than these personality, then it will happen by the way, in a natural way, where you want to be. That is all about it. So my friends, again, if you have any special request, you can request in the YouTube channel what video you wanted. My YouTube channel Nandakumar Harris, my Instagram ID, because many are connected in the Instagram. Instagram again, that Nandakumar Harris, even the FB also Nandakumar Harris. See, out of 111, that was the maximum which I could see. Out of 111, whoever listened to, whoever heard me, or rather saw me, experienced my personality, I just want everyone to excel in life. I wish them, and thank you to Sathyabama and Subhashini madam, and also the Sivasankari madam, for introducing to this younger generation. I know all these people are responsible for making India the great and the developed nation. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your energetic speech. I request the audience to raise the queries if you have any discussion with the speaker. Just raise your hands, then we will unmute yourself and you can interact with the speaker. Otherwise, you can raise your queries in the chat window also. Since there are no queries, I request Dr. Kishore. He is the convener for Sathyabama Institution Innovation Council. I request you to give the vote of thanks for this one-day workshop.
Yeah, once again, many congratulations to all the participants and organizers. I'm Kishore from IIC. And from the last 3 months, we have been listening to a lot of webinars from wonderful human beings. But seldom you find some of them will bring the life to the webinar. Like some of them will carry their passion, their struggle, their perseverance. And we are very fortunate enough to find such individual today in our webinar platform. Great thanks to the organizers. And thanks is a very small word for Mr. Nandakumar IAS. And from IIC, we are extending our warm wishes for a wonderful career. And we want a greater association with you, sir, in future also. And when I'm listening to his talk, the most often spoken word to students, generally I speak these words to the students in any forum. Society is deeply divided, sarcastically and surprisingly, into two genres: eligibility without ability, ability without eligibility. So employability is having nothing to do with this. So rightly pointed out, a BA English graduate going to the summits and the success is a success saga, in fact, and youngsters can inspire from this. I wish you all the youngsters many thanks to the organizers, and the greatest gratitude to the speaker, and he has allocated some time for our IIC. IIC not only in planning but in functioning also is showing a kind of innovation, and I'm extending my wishes to Dr. Subhashini ma'am, Sivasankari ma'am, for arranging such a wonderful lecture. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your
Thank you, please. So I wish everyone great life. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kishore.
Thank you. Thank you, Nandakumar. Thank you.
I request all the participants to fill the feedback form to get the e-certificate that will be considered as the attendance. Thank you all for your participation. Thank you.